Morning News. Good morning. I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to be on a day-long visit to Uttarakhand today to inaugurate and lay foundation stone of development projects worth 4,200 crore rupees in Pithoragarh. 4 persons killed and over 100 injured after 8 bogies of Northeast Express train derails at Buxar in Bihar. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says India wants to develop a stable, strong and resilient Indian Ocean community. India launches Operation Ajay to facilitate return of its nationals from Israel-Hamas conflict zone. In badminton, top Indian shuttlers Kidambi, Srikanth and Sindhu to be in action in pre-quarterfinals of Arctic Open in Finland today. And in ICC Cricket World Cup, Australia to face South Africa in league stage match in Lucknow. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on a day-long visit to Uttarakhand today. During the visit, Mr. Modi will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of various development projects worth 4,200 crore rupees in Pithoragarh. We have a report.
Today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting Pithoragarh and Almora districts in Kumaon region. Prime Minister's visit is expected to promote spiritual tourism in the Manaskan region of the state. As a part of his program, he will visit Chageshwar temple in Almora and will also offer prayers at Parvati Kund at Jalikong in Pithoragarh district. Mr. Modi will also interact with Army, ITBP and BRO personnel at Gunji in Pithoragarh. Prime Minister is also scheduled to address a public gathering in Pithoragarh this afternoon. During the event, he will inaugurate and lay foundation stone for various development projects worth approximately rupees 4,200 crore related to roads, electricity, irrigation, drinking water, horticulture, education, health and disaster management. Sanjeev Sundariyal, Akashvani News, Dehradun.
Prime Minister Modi will address the students at Kaushal Dikshant Samaroh in New Delhi today. The event will witness participation of students from prestigious skill development institutes, which include Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendra, Industrial Training Institutes, Skill India International Centre and Jan Shikshan Sansthan. During the event, the candidates who have completed their training under various schemes and programs of Skill India will be honoured. The parliamentarians from across the world will deliberate on strategies for advancing sustainable lifestyles and combating climate change at the Parliamentary Forum on Life, Lifestyle for Environment in New Delhi today. The Forum on Mission Life precedes the 9th edition of the 2-day G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit or the P20 Summit, which begins in the national capital from tomorrow. President Draupadi Murmu will inaugurate 2 important projects at the Vaishno Devi Bhavan in the Trikut Hills in Riyasi district of Jammu and Kashmir today. President Murmu will also perform darshan at the cave shrine of Mata Vaishno Devi. She will be accompanied by Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. Our correspondent has the details.
President Draupadi Murmu will inaugurate Skywalk and remodeled Parvati Bhavan, 2 very prestigious projects of the Shrine Board which have been constructed at the Bhavan. The Skywalk will make journey of pilgrims very smooth as the pilgrims proceeding to the Bhavan and returning after darshan will have separate route, thus avoiding any kind of collision. President Murmu will also inaugurate Parvati Bhavan, which has facilities of 1,500 lockers which help nearly 10 to 15,000 pilgrims every day. President will return to New Delhi after inauguration of projects and pay obedience to the goddess. This is N. Gulshan Rana for Akashvani News from Jammu.
In Bihar, at least 4 persons were killed and over 100 others injured after 8 bogies of the Northeast Express train derailed last evening near Raghunathpur railway station in Buxar district. The train, which started from Anand Vihar terminus in Delhi, was on its way to Kamakhya near Guwahati in Assam. Union Minister for Railways Ashwini Vaishnaw has said that evacuation and rescue operation has been completed at the accident site. In a social media post, he said passengers were shifted to a special train for the onward journey. The minister said now Railways is focusing on restoration. Talking to media, Union Minister Ashwini Kumar Chaubey said the cause of the derailment is being ascertained.
मुझे लगता है अत्यंत दुखद घटना घटी है। 4 लोगों की दुखद मौत हुई है, कई लोग घायल हैं आम जनता को आग्रह किया मीडिया के माध्यम से कि आप रस करें और लोगों की जान बचाने में आप सहयोग करें। मुआवजा देना चाहिए, वो मुआवजा दिया जा रहा है। कोई भी कैजुअलिटी हॉस्पिटल में नहीं हुई है। अब घटना के कारण के बारे में भी जांच हो रही है।
Talking to Akashvani News, Buxar District Magistrate Anshul Agarwal said severely injured passengers have been taken to AIIMS Patna for treatment. The work for clearance of debris and track maintenance is being conducted on war footing for restoration of rail traffic on Buxar-Ara Danapur Patna rail section. Due to the derailment of the train, several passengers and express trains have been cancelled. More than 20 trains have been diverted to different routes. Indian Railways has issued helpline numbers for the people. Patna helpline number is 9771 449971. Danapur helpline is 8905697493 and Ara helpline is 830-618-2542. People can also contact Commercial Control Helpline number 775-907-0004. The Madhya Pradesh government has constituted a screening committee under the chairmanship of the Chief Secretary to examine and recommend the proposals sent in by the departments to the Election Commission. Meanwhile, 2 district collectors and 2 superintendents of police have been transferred in poll-bound Madhya Pradesh on the directives of the Election Commission. Assembly elections will be held in the state on the 17th of November. In poll-bound Telangana as well, the Election Commission of India ordered the transfer of several senior officials. The Commission has directed to transfer 13 district collectors, superintendents of police and commissioners of police. In addition, police commissioners of Hyderabad C.V. Anand, Warangal CP V. Ranganath and Nizamabad CP V. Satyanarayan were also transferred. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. External Affairs Minister Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar has said that creating a strong, stable and resilient Indian Ocean community is high on India's priorities. Dr. Jaishankar made the remarks during the 23rd Council of Ministers of Indian Ocean Rim Association held at Colombo as India assumed the vice chair for the next 2 years. The minister said that India would continue its approach of contributing towards capacity building and securing the Indian Ocean region. Dr. Jaishankar met the Sri Lankan President last evening in Colombo and conveyed the warm greetings of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. During the bilateral meeting, India and Sri Lanka launched a logo commemorating 75 years of diplomatic relations between the two countries. In addition, India and Sri Lanka also signed an agreement on dairy cooperation for sharing improving dairy technology in Sri Lanka using the expertise of Amul and National Dairy Development Board. Apart from this, close to 250 houses under several housing projects were inaugurated virtually in presence of the Sri Lankan President at the President Secretariat. India and China held the 20th round Corps commander level meeting at Chushul-Moldo border meeting point on the Indian side on the 9th and 10th of this month. The two sides exchanged views in a frank, open and constructive manner for an early and mutually acceptable resolution of the remaining issues along the line of actual control in the western sector. In a statement, the External Affairs Ministry said India and China agreed to maintain the momentum of dialogue and negotiations through the relevant military and diplomatic mechanisms. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and opposition leader Benny Gantz jointly announced the formation of an emergency unity government and a war cabinet to oversee the fight against Palestinian terrorist group Hamas. It will consist of Prime Minister Netanyahu, opposition leader Gantz, current Defense Minister Yoav Gallant and two other top officials serving as observer members. The government would not pass any legislation or decisions that are not connected to the war as long as the fighting continues. Meanwhile, the fighting has further intensified with Israeli jets pounding the Gaza Strip for days in retribution for the weekend attack by Hamas terrorists. More than 2,300 people have lost their lives on both sides so far. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will reach the West Asia today to show Washington's support for Israel and to seek the release of American captives and also conduct de-escalation talks. India has launched Operation Ajay to facilitate the return of its citizens from Israel-Hamas conflict zone. In a social media post, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said special charter flights and other arrangements are being put in place. He said the government is fully committed to the safety and well-being of the Indian nationals abroad. The Indian Embassy in Israel said it has emailed the first lot of registered Indian citizens for the special flight today. It said messages to other registered people will follow for subsequent flights. The embassy said it has been working constantly to help the fellow citizens in Israel through a 24-hour helpline. It urged people to remain calm and vigilant and follow the security advisories. World Arthritis Day is being observed today. The objective of the day is to raise awareness among the people about arthritis, its different forms, early diagnosis and treatment. This year the theme of the day is, "It is in your hands, take action." Talking to Akashvani News, head of the Department of Rheumatology, AIIMS, New Delhi, Dr. Uma Kumar said that those having symptoms of arthritis should consult the doctor for proper treatment.
आपको ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है कि हर जोड़ का दर्द गठिया नहीं होता और सही इलाज मिलने से वो पूरी तरह ठीक हो सकता है, लेकिन जरूरी ये है आप होने ही ना दें गठिया की बीमारी को। उसके लिए आप अपनी जीवन शैली को कंट्रोल करें, मोटापा ना बढ़ने दें, फिजिकल एक्टिविटी एक्सरसाइजेज रेगुलरली करें, अपने स्लीप पैटर्न ठीक रखें। जिन मरीजों को आर्थराइटिस ऑलरेडी है, अगर दवाइयों के साथ साथ वो योग भी प्रैक्टिस करते हैं तो की बीमारी दवाओं से जल्दी कंट्रोल हो जाती है।
On to sports. In badminton, top Indian shuttlers Kidambi, Srikanth and PV Sindhu will be in action in pre-quarterfinals of Arctic Open at Vantaa in Finland today. World Championship silver medalist Srikanth will face Japan's Kanta Tsuneyama in round of 16 of men's singles. In the other men's singles match, Kiran George will clash with the fourth-seeded Lu Guangzhou of China. Star shuttler PV Sindhu will face Chinese Taipei's Wen Chi Shu in the women's singles. In the other women's singles match, Akarshi Kashyap will meet China's Wang Ji. In women's doubles, Tanisha Krasto and Ashwini Ponnappa stunned higher-ranked Rina Miyarora and Ayako Sakuramoto of Japan in straight games 22-20, 21-19 to move to the next round yesterday. ICC Men's Cricket World Cup Australia will take on South Africa in their second league stage match in Lucknow today. The match will start at 2 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Yesterday, India defeated Afghanistan by 8 wickets in Delhi. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Navneet Singh.
Thank you, Anuja. On the ever-growing uncertainty in West Asia, Hindustan Times writes blackout in Gaza, follow law of war urges Biden. India launches Operation Ajay to bring home citizens from war zone. First flight likely today, cites the Indian Express. An Economic Times headline says, Middle East war could push up the cost of 5G networking gear as escalation may slow down next-gen networks rollouts by Indian telcos. Weddings put off Rajasthan election to 25th November in view of Dev Uthani Ekadashi, states the Pioneer. Split verdict on SC on 26-week abortion. CJI to set up 3-judge bench to take up the matter is a front-page headline in the Tribune. The Times of India reports, as India expands global footprint, government creates 215 additional IFS posts. And finally, another headline in the Times of India writes, SAARC women entrepreneurs in focus at India International Trade Fair. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Navneet. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to be on a day-long visit to Uttarakhand today to inaugurate and lay foundation stone of development projects worth 4,200 crore rupees in Pithoragarh. 4 persons killed and over 100 injured after 8 bogies of Northeast Express train derails at Buxar in Bihar. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says India wants to develop a stable, strong and resilient Indian Ocean community. India launches Operation Ajay to facilitate return of its nationals from Israel-Hamas conflict zone. In badminton, top Indian shuttlers Kidambi, Srikanth and PV Sindhu to be in action in pre-quarterfinals of Arctic Open in Finland today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.